Now, as we draw closer to version 2.6 and Augusta's release, the recent livestream did reveal quite a bit, including the incredible potential of both our new limited characters. Though with Iuno in specific, considering the fact it's more or less confirmed she will be a sub DPS and support in one, it does mean she will most likely hold more value between the two, but also might just end up as one of the most valuable characters overall due to the capabilities within her kit. So especially since the first phase of 2.6 is completely stacked with characters that likely aim to drain you of your astrites, I do want to ensure you are aware of the incredible potential Iuno does hold before you pull the trigger. So pretty much I'll be showing Iuno some appreciation within this video by going over her kit potential and breaking down the gameplay that has been revealed, alongside touching upon her versatility, and then I'll wrap it up with her overall value. As always, if you are interested in more WutheringWaves content, would very much appreciate it if you could subscribe and drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Kicking this off with some aspects that have already been confirmed within Iuno's kit. As our newest Aero Gauntlet character, it was a given Iuno would have to be a sub DPS and support in one when considering the current state of Aero, which was pretty much confirmed on the recent livestream due to the utility she does hold within her kit. Upon dealing certain skills, Iuno will then be able to activate her Enhanced Resonance skill, which allows her to enter the lunar cycle half moon state and summons the moon to appear in the sky. Though in addition to that, the Forte gauge will change, and when Iuno's Forte gauge has reached certain conditions, she will then be able to enter the lunar cycle new moon state, which as it shows allows Iuno to deal aerial attacks from range at the cost of her Forte gauge. Though alongside that, she will be able to heal allies and provide herself with a damage bonus. Now of course the damage bonus isn't exactly specified, but the fact that a sub DPS / support is buffing the damage in the first place just means you will likely be able to rely on the damage dealing capabilities more than others. So almost like Brant, which is also capable of dealing aerial attacks that heal allies and is capable of dealing considerable damage, Iuno's playstyle as of now seems like she will be able to perform quite similar, and so warrants the belief she does have incredible potential. Now on top of that, Brant did release a while back in version 2.1, and so with Iuno releasing in version 2.6, it would be fair to expect for the newest sub DPS and support in one to perform at a similar level at the bare minimum. Of course there is the fact Brant's great damage dealing capabilities do derive from having good damage multipliers, but with some hope the damage bonus Iuno acquires should allow her to also deal great damage, or potentially even slightly more since she is a fair bit newer. So I guess with the fact alone Iuno is comparable to Brant is a great sign, considering just how great Brant is at being able to provide the entire package from support to dealing great damage, which now would be something we can expect for Iuno to also provide. Now alongside that, Iuno does have one of the nicest looking liberations for no particular reason, which of course is expected to deal solid damage and will allow her to immediately enter the lunar cycle state. Once again, when certain conditions are met with her Forte gauge, she will be able to activate a full moon domain, which works pretty similar to the Shorekeeper Stellar Realm since characters within the full moon domain are healed and receive a damage bonus. But I am banking on this damage bonus to be a bit universal and wouldn't be restricted into buffing a single attribute such as Aero, mostly due to the fact Ciaccona is pretty much regarded as an amazing Aero sub DPS already and is releasing alongside Iuno, which means it would likely be best for Iuno to be a bit more universal so that both characters can thrive in their own field. So with that being said, Iuno as of now is capable of healing allies through both the Forte attacks and the full moon domain, whilst also providing herself with a damage bonus and the active character that is within the full moon domain with a damage bonus. Of course I do expect for there to be much more within her kit revealed closer to her release, but with the current utility alongside potentially dealing great damage and having an extremely fun looking playstyle already allows Iuno to seem like a top tier character. Also, we are completely disregarding the fact that she will be able to amplify a certain damage type through her outro skill, but since it wasn't confirmed on the livestream, we aren't too sure which damage type she will be able to amplify till later on. Regardless, it still allows her to be even more valuable, as there would be another instance of damage amplification Iuno will provide. So with all of that considered, alongside the specific fact Iuno mostly deals damage from range, which essentially provides a better chance at completing her rotation without many interruptions, alongside once again having some of the greatest animations overall, Iuno currently does hold great potential and certainly would be capable of much more, which we will find out closer to her release. Now, as mentioned with the fact Iuno's outro skill wasn't revealed, I'm not gonna go too deep into her synergies and versatility since most of it will derive from the damage amplification provided via the outro skill. Though, as I have mentioned in previous videos, Iuno may have some synergy with Augusta, which could mean the outro skill has a chance of not being restricted into amplifying a certain attribute. Perhaps the outro skill will provide a damage amplification overall similar to the Shorekeeper and Verena, or possibly instead amplify heavy attack damage to then provide great value to Augusta. Although that is a bit specific, and with that said, it does automatically mean Jiyan would also receive great value, as he is an arrow character that does mainly deal heavy attack damage. So that would be a possibility, but of course nothing is set in stone till we do receive official information. But I guess we're just considering the fact Iuno will be able to provide great sustainability to her allies whilst dealing great damage, it would be expected for her to be incredibly valuable from that alone and allow her to possibly branch out to many compositions simply due to her supportive capabilities. In addition, and similar to Brant, under the assumption Iuno will be able to deal around the same damage or perhaps slightly more, it leads to the possibility of even utilizing Iuno as a main DPS and could use sub DPS characters such as Alto and Ciaccona to amplify her arrow damage, alongside of course sub DPS characters that do amplify the specific damage type she will also be dealing, which we will find out soon enough as we do approach her release. Though with that said, it would be best to keep expectations to a minimum for a main DPS Iuno, but as a sub DPS she certainly does have potential to stand out as one of the best. So all in all, there wasn't any doubt that Iuno would be a great character from the moment she was revealed. But now considering that she could be regarded as a slightly better version of Brant or even at least perform similar to him, it does mean she will likely be one of the most valuable characters you could have on your account. Though now with the kit aside, just like Augusta, Iuno's animations are something else entirely, and so for those that are interested in the overall package a character can offer, then Iuno is definitely going to be a standout character in version 2.6. Once again, we will be able to see exactly what Iuno is capable of closer to her release, but with what's already been revealed, it might be wise to not pull the trigger instantly within the first phase and at least wait for some additional information regarding what she is exactly capable of, which will then allow you to have a much more informed judgment on where you should spend your astrites in version 2.6. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Would really appreciate it if you could subscribe for more WutheringWaves content, and if you enjoyed the video, drop a like. Also drop a comment down below and whether you are hyped for Iuno's release and if you're going to be pulling. And yeah, hope to catch you guys later.